MXTV is proudly brought to you by Swan Insurance, protecting motorcyclists since 1956. And Motul, quality oils for more than 150 years.
Hello everyone, I'm Vandenberg and welcome to MXTV. No Lee again, he's still on BCP duties, so let's get on with the show because in tonight's show we check out the Kawasaki KX450F race bike. Macca catches up with Mr. Motocross champion Ray Vandenberg in Where Are They Now? We speak with a special group of friends that are getting behind their mate. Garry Reid takes us behind the scenes at Movie World, and we review the old trusty Suzuki DRZ 400E. Well, there's plenty to get through. Now, last week, we spoke to Garry Reid about how he started Showtime FMX. This week, he's going to take us behind the scenes at Movie World. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, welcome here. This is the Showtime FMX Hollywood Stunt Driver 2 show at Movie World on the Gold Coast. Backstage in the workshop. This is where all the hard work gets done before the show that you'll see in just a second. So the show here involves freestyle motocross, drifting utes and a few actors all crammed in together. It's on the set of a movie that we're filming the trailer for an actual upcoming movie. That's the scoop of the show. As you can see, we've got a bunch of Honda CRF 450s. Great to have Honda on board with this show as well. Each of our guys get a bike. Again, it's all about professionalism and presentations. On one side, we've got the car section. There's car hoists. The car drivers and the mechanics have got their own toolbox. There's a Milwaukee rattle gun rack over there because obviously changing tyres is a daily thing. That's all on one side of the workshop. Over the other side, it's the bike riders' side. They've got all their bikes. They've all got rider lockers, their helmets, gloves and everything. They've got a separate toolbox, all bike-orientated tools that everyone looks after their own equipment. And then obviously in the green room, the guys get changed. It's chill out, it's air conditioned, and it's good for the guys to chill out. They do work hard in the show. That's the main part of their job here at Movie World. So here at Movie World, if you can create a fun working environment, the guys love coming to work, and that's what they seem to do here. The guys, standard day, they arrive at 9 o'clock. They come in here, general bike checks the morning. Before the 11 o'clock show is purely as much time as the guys need to check their bikes, fill their paperwork in and do their warm-up ride. Every single day the riders will do between 10 and 20 minutes of warming up, hitting all the ramps in the show. There's 4 different ramps in the show, 75-foot, roof step up, car jump, and then another car jump at the front of the set. They'll hit all them, then they come in, they get about half an hour to relax, then we head out, 11 o'clock show. After the 11 o'clock show, we do VIP experiences, backstage tours here at Movie World where the guests get to have a ride in the ute, have photos with the guys. They have a photo booth back here and they get a tour of the workshop. A little bit about the drift utes, that's a really exciting part of the show. Standard SS utes, V8s, 6 speeds, coil-over suspension, slam them down, some aftermarket Versys wheels. We're lucky enough to have those guys on board. And of course, Federal tyres, as you've seen in the show, a lot of smoke means a lot of tyres getting torn up. Actually, 1,000 tyres we go through in a year, average of 2.5 to 3 tyres a day. The utes, they have engine work thanks to high torque performance. Those guys have absolutely built a bulletproof engine and cooling system to handle getting flogged around this arena up to 3 to 4 times a day. Little bits of maintenance gets done here. All riders service their own bikes, general oil change every day. They go through a strict safety checklist. It's signed off by the rider every single day that they work. Well, that's behind the scenes Showtime FMX here at Movie World on the Gold Coast. That has been Hollywood Stunt Driver 2.
Hi, I'm Sam Simmons. I'm a mechanic for Jake Moss for the MPS Monster Kawasaki race team. Let me take you through a few of the things on the bike. It uses Renthal twin wheel handlebars, the full diamond Renthal grips. On the tyres, we use Pirellis with whole shot device to keep the front down on the starts. We're using titanium footrests for more traction, and other than that, we use pro circuit pipes and things like DRZ chains. The CRM built-in subframe and airbox is what we use, lighter weight and better induction. The fuel tank's got slightly more capacity. The main reason being is on the longer 30-minute races, sometimes they get low on fuel. And again, we get a weight saving by going over to the carbon fibre. Jake uses this aluminium mount on the handlebar because he likes to have a bit more support on the side of the grip so his hand doesn't roll over the edge. We make those in the workshops ourselves just to help him. Every race meeting we get him to double check everything because he is very fussy as to what he likes, but so when we get it right, he's happy. We use that gear lever because when the tip bends back, it's shielded, so no dirt can go in and block it from working. We run a homemade catch tank for the coolant so that when it boils over, it can transfer the excess coolant into the catch tank, and then when it cools, it can return back again. It helps keep the bike cooler for better performance. There you go, that's Jake's 2014 KX450.
Perfect for working on your bike is the M12 cordless quarter-inch hex screwdriver, featuring 18 clutch settings plus drill mode, allowing you to tune to specific applications. Quarter-inch quick change chuck allows for fast, easy bit changes. Built-in LED light illuminates the work surface. Not only is the M12 fuel quarter-inch hex impact driver one of the handiest tools on the job site, it's incredibly versatile off the job site too. Featuring the Power State brushless motor, Red Link Plus intelligence and Red Lithium battery technology for superior performance. One-handed bit insertion allows for fast and easy bit changes. Like all M12 tools, both the quarter-inch hex screwdriver and impact driver accept all M12 batteries. The M12 impact driver and M12 hex drill are perfect for working on your bike. The impact driver is best for removing nuts, and the hex screwdriver is best for reinstalling parts like clutch covers, handlebars, sprockets. Here's an excellent Milwaukee tip. The impact driver is great for driving hex head hardware bolts into hard packed ground to keep your pit tent down.
He's a four-time Supercross champion!
F1 Moto is Australia's leading online retailer for performance and rebuild products. We have most aftermarket brands available for parts and accessories. Some of the performance products available for junior and senior dirt bikes are from VHM, HGS Exhausts, Nihilo Performance Products, Talon Wheels, RHK Parts and Accessories. Available from f1moto.com.au or our new showroom at Appin, New South Wales. MXTV is proudly supported by KTM, Alpine Stars, Kawasaki, and States MX. Thanks to Milwaukee Power Tools, each week we're giving away a Milwaukee toolkit valued at $480. This week's prize pack consists of the ever-handy M12 stick light, M12 Jobsite Radio, which is perfect for any workshop or at the track, as well as the M12 Fuel Hammer Drill Driver Kit with 2 M12 batteries. Like all M12 products, these batteries are compatible across the range of over 40 tools and heated gear.
Welcome back to MXTV, thanks to Swan Insurance. Well, up next we caught up with a very close group of friends that are rallying behind one of their mates that had an accident and is in a pretty bad way. Now they're doing their best to get him up and about, so let's see what they got up to.
Now we're here at Shane Boyd's Park 4 MX Raceway in Broadmeadows, Victoria, and this of course the fundraiser for Jack Peters. A sensational day. We've got Cam Sinclair out here on his Kawasaki doing a little bit of freestyle. Boydie's out there throwing a few whips and scrubs on the jumps. Just a great day, trying to raise as much money as we can for a great cause. Now, unfortunately, a crash here at the Broadmeadows Motocross Park recently caused Jack to break his leg in 3 places, and a stock standard surgery to fix those breaks ended up in a module of fat getting lodged up in his brain, and it's caused absolute havoc, and we're just hoping and praying for the best for Jack.
As soon as I heard that it wasn't just a broken leg, and obviously there's going to be a lot of rehab, and it's a long road to recovery for him now, I decided to put on a day. So we're all out here at Park 4MX. All the riders' fee goes to Jack, and everyone's pretty much just riding around having a good time.
Basically just hang out and have a good time, and first time to Boydie's new track, so we'll check it out. If you haven't been here, get down.
Today means a lot for the motocross community, and obviously anyone that knows Jack knows his family. You know, the Peters have been very involved in the sport for a long time, and Jack's really been one of the faces in the scene for a long time. He's that really caring and just good-natured dude that's always talking a lot of smack, always making everybody laugh. Honestly, it's pretty heartbreaking to see the condition he's in right now, but it's really awesome to see the motocross community step up and, you know, support their own.
I was actually fairly close with Jack. You know, I've known him since I was a little tacker, so unfortunately, yeah, he had a big crash, and, you know, it's really good that everyone's out here just helping support his family and Jack himself and raising a lot of money.
Oh, he's a good bloke, you know. I spent a lot of time with him this year at the MX Nationals, driving 10 hours at a time to the event, so I've gotten to know him well, and he's a good bloke. Jack's actually one of my, best mates. I've known him for 7-8 years now, pretty much inseparable since we were 18, we're going out every weekend and, going riding and doing all the fun activities you do when you're 18, 19, so, man, he is the most fun-loving, excited kid you ever meet, like, he's the first one to go up and give everybody a hug. Every time you see him, he greets you 100%, he treats you like you're his best mate. It doesn't matter if he's met you once or twice, once he meets you, he's on like straight on, mate. He would treat you like, gold. So he's the best kid I know, and everything I can do to support him is, what I'm here for.
Welcome to the 2014 Yamaha Australian 4-Day Enduro.
The first test this morning, I felt pretty good, got a bit of arm pump, but that's the usual way in the first test of the morning. You're pretty cold.
The trail's actually really good. When we got up on top of the mountain, it was pretty wet, a few dusty sections, and had to sit back and, not clog up the filter.
Pretty good day for me, stayed off the ground anyway, so that's always a good start. No bike troubles, bike ran fine. Just looking at some times, I kind of felt a bit off, and I was sitting back a little bit in the outright.
Just trying to stay closer to the lead in E1 class and, being consistent. Today I think I was trying a little too hard in some of the tests and overshooting a few of the corners.
I think it was just a bit of an off day. Hopefully tomorrow we'll wake up and have the old me back. We got through day one, and that's the main thing. There's still another 2 solid days from there. We've got the final moto, so still a lot of riding to do. Day 2, just got to go out there and ride my own race again and try and go faster than I did today, obviously, and just get through another day.
Day 2 was a little dustier than day 1, so it was difficult, man. It's I guess I forgot how to ride this stuff here, being so dry in Australia.
I think you've just got to be a little bit loose on the bike and kind of be expecting the unexpected if that's possible. Rocks and stuff you're gonna hit them without seeing them, so try and be a bit loose.
The last 2 days I've actually slowed down a fair bit to make sure I get the ruts and flow, and it seems to be working.
Day 2 went really good for me. Started off pretty confident and just really wanted to stay consistent for the day and not have any offs. Hopefully up the pointy end.
Definitely end of the day is always the best feeling when you get across that line and you've got no penalties and had no dramas. Then you've also got that one last little bit of jumping in that creek and having like a bit of an ice bath, and I think that's nearly more painful than riding for the full day. So, but it definitely helps, gets you feeling pretty fresh for the next day and on top of your game.
Started off really well for me, had 3 solid tests. I haven't seen times actually, but just felt good on the bike and comfortable, so that was a good start.
Hard today, it was dusty and rutted, and but the overall day was good. I didn't have many crashes and kept it on 2 wheels.
Towards the end where all the dust was in between the rocks, you couldn't actually see the rocks, so you just ended up losing your front wheel or your back wheel would kick out, and you just wouldn't be able to go as smooth as you'd like to be.
Just been playing with clickers and that with the suspension over the last couple of days, and just trying to get it set up for these tracks, because they're super bull dusty and ruddy and rocky, so not something we ride all the time. I got it feeling a little bit better and just a little bit more comfortable. Hopefully I can hang on for 6 laps.
Third day was the dustiest. I struggled today the most, I think. Tracks got rough. Bike wasn't set up quite as good as I wanted it to be. Lost time on Hollis there, so I think hopefully still in 4th. Guess we'll see when the times come out.
In general, went pretty good. All my tests were clean, didn't crash. Day's done, so go walk the final motocross track now and get ready for tomorrow.
We got through. I finished second outright for this year at the A4DE, and yeah, I'm stoked. I just made a few mistakes at the start of the week, and they kind of cost me. But it's hard work at the moment. All the boys are going really fast. Just sort of battled with the guys, and then I think I ended up 4th in class. Well, I was actually leading it on day 1. As soon as the tracks got rough, I just sort of struggled with it a little bit. Guess that's the way it goes.
I enjoyed this event. It's one of the coolest events in Australia every year, and this one was probably the best one I've ridden. It was really well run and a lot of tests, and trail was interesting, and it was really cool.
To get on the podium is awesome, but obviously we're racers and we always want to be those few more steps up. To get the WR450 up there is even better again. Dakkar's been awesome. You know, I'm stoked to see Daniel take it out for the 3rd time in a row.
I was third out of the gate, and then it was pretty much on from there. I just tagged behind Toby and got on the back of him, and finished off in 3rd. So stoked to get me 3rd 4-day out of the way, and looking forward to the next one in Tassie.
Yeah!
G'day everyone, Macca here, and welcome to Where Are They Now? Now today I'm lucky enough to have a good friend of the show, Ray Vandenberg, aka Goof. Mate, welcome to the show, Goof.
Thanks, Macca.
Mate, what have you been up to?
Oh, well, other than these days, just a working class man, family, footy, bit of bikes on the side, but just a standard human being.
Just enjoying life. Now, what age did you start riding bikes?
Macca, I was 4 years old. First ride I ever had was out the back here, going cruising around, couldn't turn, straight under a trailer, got jammed. I jumped off, the thing was still spinning, doing a wheelie, and yeah, that was the start. And then at some stage I got this weird idea, I'm going to race the junior mini bikes. A couple of junior races. In A grade it started off, I would have said, about 1980, as I think I was 16, went to Tasmania, 250 Australian title, I got second to Stephen Gall. It was just a mud-drenched race. So
was that at Penguin, was it?
Yes,
yep.
So that was the first one, and then following that was Victoria and then Australian 125 Championship, and then led into the bigger bikes and Mr. Motocross.
Your father, Terry, he's been a big supporter of you right through your career. He would have been rather proud of you when you actually got the ultimate winning Mr. Motocross.
Oh, well and truly. Without Dad, I wouldn't have succeeded whatsoever. The time and effort and the amount of work he put in and the money for me to achieve what we did, well, we achieved it together. It was good to have him part of it, and yeah, again, he was the main driving force.
Who was your biggest rival in that period?
Definitely Jeff Leask. Because Jeffrey is living over here in Victoria, we would do the Victorian race rounds, Victorian titles, then we'd head interstate for all the Mr. Motocross races. Darryl Willoughby from South Australia, good friend of mine, ripper bloke, and yeah, hard man on the track. And obviously there was the Stephen Galls and Anthony Gunters and everyone else that lined up at the time. Won Mr. Motocross. The following week we had the Australian titles. Hit a rock, punctured the front tyre, the handlebars crunched it and snapped my knee. So pretty much that put a big darkening on my career. So I took a long vacation from racing.
Sitting behind us is this lovely RM500. And I was very, very privileged to be at your 50th birthday when it was presented to you. Tell us about that.
At the party we're doing speeches, and Roscoe came up and he was having a yarn to the crowd. And,
as he does.
Yeah, yes. An old friend was coming along, and I'm thinking I'd spoken with Leesky during the week, and I thought, yeah, they've done a shifty, and Leesky's on his way in. So here comes an old friend. So I turned around, and when this came through the door, it was like, oh, I won't say what I said. Yeah, it was pretty overwhelming indeed. This bunch of mates I owe immensely.
Goof, mate, thank you very much for being part of the show.
My pleasure.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and to see this bike of yours is quite amazing. That's all we've got time for. Remember, it's classic. It's fantastic.
...2014 Carrier Toy Hauler 360, a caravan designed for the adrenaline junkie. Thrill seeker, the wanderer, the ones who are not bound to your average getaway, but bound for adventure. Bring your favourite toys along and go on that trip you've always wanted. Carrier toy haulers are available from the following dealerships. MXTV is proudly supported by Suzuki, Bell Helmets, Yamaha and RK Chains. In this week's product review, we want to talk about sprockets. Sprockets are a great cost-effective way to change the bike's power. A larger rear sprocket will make your bike accelerate faster but have a lower top speed, and a smaller rear sprocket will make your top speed faster but your acceleration will be slower. So saying this, if your local track has a long straight, it may help you to change your rear sprocket by going down 2 teeth. This will give you more top end. If your local track has tight corners and short straights, then you may go up 2 teeth from standard gearing, and this will get you out of the gate faster. However, it may also mean you'll be busy changing gears a lot more around the track. It really doesn't hurt to have a couple of rear sprockets to change at the track, to test to see which may be best suited to your local conditions. JT Alloy Sprockets are leading-edge technology in production and materials. With total dedication to excellence, it gives you the ultimate sprocket. JT sprockets are made from 7075 T6 aviation grade alloy and specially shot peened to give superior strength and crack resistance. The new Supernova mud grooves eliminate dirt build-up and they're CNC machined for perfect accuracy. Check out the JT Alloy sprocket range at Link International, www.linkint.com.au, or their Facebook page for some great giveaways. The world's #1 maker of aftermarket sprockets will put you in the winning circle.
Welcome back to MXTV. In this week's bike review, we take a look at the rock-solid Suzuki DRZ 400E. G'day everyone. Well, have a guess what we're reviewing today for the bike review. It's not a hard challenge. This bike hasn't changed for quite a lot of years. Of course, it's a Suzuki DRZ 400E. Now, what has changed for 2015? Some bold new graphics, a black tank, a black fender, and a yellow light fender up the top here. Now, they've changed that so it looks a little bit more racy like its bigger brother, the RMZ 450. Now, before we go for a ride on this, let me tell you about some of the features on the DRZ 400E. It's a liquid-cooled dual overhead cam 4-valve engine. The Suzuki say produces a broad tractable power and torque. The Suzuki composite electrochemical material plated aluminium cylinder is for durability, weight reduction and superior heat transfer. The digitally mapped DC CDI system monitors throttle positions, engine RPM and adjusts ignition timing to maintain efficient combustion. It also has a rider-friendly electric starter. They have powerful 250mm front disc brakes and a 220mm rear disc brake. The suspension has a long travel 49mm Stiction tube front fork and progressive linkage rear suspension system that are both multi-adjustable. With easy to read multi-function digital instrument which includes a speedometer, dual trip meters with both addition and subtraction functions, a clock and a stopwatch. Now this time Suzuki has given us a stock standard bike. Off the showroom floor, out of the crate as they say, everything is standard on this bike, so why don't we take it for a spin? Okay, what can I tell you that's different about the DRZ 400 that I haven't told you already in the last 3 years? Not a lot. It's a heavy bike, we all know that, but you can strip a lot of weight off it and make it a little bit lighter than what it is. The thing that I really like about this bike is that it's close to the ground. For someone my height, it's really good because I can actually get 2 feet on the ground and I feel fairly comfortable on the bike, that's for sure. Now the suspension on this bike is fine for what you're going to use it for. You're not going to race this thing and you're not going to take it screaming around single track, and it'll be comfortable all day long. From 9 AM to 5 PM this bike will stay nice and comfortable. It's a very predictable bike. It certainly does everything that you want it to. The other good thing about this engine is it's bulletproof. Now I've heard of people doing over 400,000 Ks and not even changing a top end. All they've done is change the timing chain. Now that's phenomenal. Now the ergos on this bike I find very comfortable. Nothing gets caught up on your boots. You can move around on the bike quite easily. If you want to be aggressive on the bike, the seat goes pretty far up, so you're able to really push that front end down and steer the bike around ruts and corners. It doesn't come with handguards. I find that really odd for an enduro bike. I think every enduro bike should come with handguards. So I'd put some motocross handguards just to protect your hands when you are riding around the bush. Now something that I like about this bike, it's a little bit quirky, but having a toolkit on the back fender, it's a really odd thing, you know. It reminds me of the XRs back in the 80s. I think it's pretty cool. After all of that, who is this bike aimed at? Well, I think it really is aimed at somebody that's looking for a great priced bike, a bike that's bulletproof, that just goes forever and a day and doesn't require a whole lot of maintenance, a bike for somebody that just wants to go trail riding and wants to enjoy the day and be comfortable. And after all, this bike has been around for years and years for one reason. It stands a test of time. This thing is absolutely bulletproof. I know we go on and on about it, but it really does just keep going and going and going, and it gets you to where you want to go, and it's a good, fun little package.
For all your motorcycle insurance needs, visit swanmotorcycle.com.au.
Did you know that the DRZ 400 has been at the pointy end of the Australian enduro bike sales in Australia for the last 3 years? Now that's a great testament to how much the dirt bike community really like this bike. All right, well, it's almost time to go. Now I say it every single week, but don't forget, go to the MXTV Facebook page for your chance to win that fantastic Milwaukee prize pack. And don't forget our Instagram, MXTV show. Until next week, guys, I've got this again. Hold it on!
All right, yeah, day started off, how close is this got to be? Pretty close.
Hello and welcome to the Australian...
If nothing else, we're going to get a lot of bloopers. So.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hello everyone, I'm Vandenberg and welcome to MXTV. Of course Lee's not here, he wouldn't let me do something stupid like that.
MXTV is proudly brought to you by Swan Insurance, protecting motorcyclists since 1956. And Motul, quality oils for more than 150 years.